Hello everyone. This is Rex Red. I am back with another excellent tutorial here for Daz Studio. Today I'm going to work with a new product in the Daz store. It's called Shape Randomizer, and we will take a look at this program. And we will fade out the music a little bit. Now, I have not had a chance to even try to use this yet. So let's hope that my words are in sync. And this is the Shape Randomizer program. And we're going to go here to view the product page. And this kind of explains it. What happens with it is that you can, now we open it up, okay, and it looks like we can choose different settings, of course, and it creates these things called recipes. And I would assume you can save the recipe and then you can use it again. So I think we're going to end up with a lot of, I almost didn't buy this, and the reason why I didn't was because we have to randomize shapes where Genesis 9 is like the male and female are all kind of thrown in together. So it was like going to be randomizing like female cheekbones and female breasts, maybe with the male lower part with like muscular legs. And so the whole idea to me just seemed like a mess. But Daz Studio came through their store. It says $16 here for this. I think I paid maybe $5 for it, or something in around that area. Maybe $6.99 or something. And so I figured, okay, we'll go for it. And why not? And so we'll see. And what the reason why I really did this is because sometimes I have a male figure and the breast area, you can see there's a big difference from this breast area and this breast area. The breast area on this guy, he kind of looks like he has boobs. This guy looks like he doesn't have enough boobs. This guy looks like he's it looks kind of like right. And so I figured if I could just keep randomizing the chest area, eventually instead of having to go in and find all kinds of sliders and things. Angus, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is nice to have you here, friend. Very nice. So I figured instead of having to go in and use all kinds of sliders to change the curve and the lower and how voluptuous and volume and all the stuff on the breasts and the nipple size, and I would just be able to like quickly randomize it until I found something that kind of looked right. And I figured that might be an interesting thing. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to try this. And the way to do it, I'm going to start with a male figure. Okay. And instead of starting with the figure that's kind of in the middle, let's start with a figure that's sort of already there where I kind of want it. So let's go to masculine, male figures, and we'll go real world and see what we can find here. Now this is a new figure, this Luciano. Let's try him. Figures, see what he looks like. We'll go with the HD one. So I have no idea what this is going to do. None at all. Welcome, people. Thank you very much for the like. Thank you. So we are working with the Shape Randomizer for Genesis 9. I have never used this before. So my experience with this program is zilch, nada, nothing, zero, tabla rasa. So we're going to find out what this is like. So, oh, thank you for the like. Another like. How kind of you. How very kind of you. Okay, so we have Luciano here. Let's go into, let's put some pants on him. Now, Luciano comes with dirty skin. I think we have some options with his skin. Let's see how realistic he looks. Let's dial down his face just a little bit. We're going to be changing all this, but let's just dial him down a little bit closer to Genesis 8. And the HD details are a little bit strong. Head details, body details, HD. Let's bring these down a little bit so they're not quite as pronounced. I'll bring the head back up a little bit. I think I like his face. It's kind of nice, ruddy, a little bit kind of European. So I like his face. All right, so, and he definitely has some skin stuff. So let's put some pants on him. Scripts, underwear. This would be Genesis 9, pants. Okay, let's zoom him out a little bit and see if he's got some pants. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to find this shape randomizer and see. This would be possibly in utilities. And we're going to go highest first. It should come up. There it is, right there. Okay, so this is a shape randomizer for Genesis 9. So we have Lucky Luciano here selected. And so we've got people, full body, and details. DAZ originals only. Okay, we've got feminine. Oh, this is nice. So we can go masculine. Okay, that's something I didn't know was going to happen. So we got masculine, and we're going to go people. And I guess it's going to just show a bunch of people here in this list. So, okay, look, we've got all of, and now we could say DAZ originals only. Oh, wow. This is this is showing all of my converted figures. So, how do we do randomizer? We just click the randomizer. And he's going to change radically. Probably be part like, well, that was quite a jump. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So he's jumping between a lot of the well, that was kind of weird also. Okay, let's reset him back. Now I wonder if reset takes him back to, oh, this is the figure Luciano. Okay. Now that may be without the morphs, because it looks like he's back to where start over may be where we want him to be, but okay, let's so now I have a lot of figures here. So we could take the orcs out, the trolls. No offense to them, but I don't think we're looking for the troll look. Luckily, I know my figures here pretty well. We have Angus. And let's see, we have Gilbert. I'm not looking for Gilbert. And Gromick. I think he's another troll, but I'm not sure with a name like that. He's got to be another troll. Uther. All right, and Holden. I know who these people are. Norbert. I think Norbert was the one I wanted to take out. Rupert. And HD details, Bruce Salavero. Raw, I don't know what that is. I forgot, but we'll take that out just so we don't have too many kind of odd figures. Zale is like a merman. Zach is nice. We'll go back up through it really quick. Okay, so Matthias. So what this is going to do is shuffle these up. Gren the troll. Gunnar. And this is feminine. Okay, so we're going to get these out. So, okay. We'll take these old ones out. Just, we're kind of looking for pretty, I guess, in this case. No offense again to the old Puck is kind of like a sprite, kind of like a elf, and I'm just kind of not going there either. So Fox Dragomir. Wow, I can't believe all of my Genesis 8 figures are showing up, and 8-1, and they're all going to randomize with Genesis 9. This is a nice product. Hey, Terry, welcome. Welcome to this tutorial today. We are working with the Shape Randomizer, and I am liking this. I didn't know there would be a masculine like switch, and this is nice. So now we're going to go to the click Randomizer and see what we can get now that we've kind of gotten the trolls out of the picture. Welcome, welcome. Now we've still got some really weird stuff happening. So we're going to go, how do we undo this one? Start over maybe? Let's start over. Oh, maybe it's going to redo everything. So what we do, I think, is we take, okay, I think reset is what we want. I think start over just turns everything back on again. Okay, so I think there's a way, if we right click, uncheck all. Okay, see, I'm kind of good at this, aren't I? Uncheck all proportions. And this actually didn't work like I thought it would, people. All right, then we can just go and pick a few. Okay, so we're going to reset him. This didn't work because there are obviously some morphs in some of my figures that don't work with this. So what we're going to do is just pick a few that I like. I kind of like this idea because I do know my figures pretty well. Okay, so he's back to his original shape. We'll do the Alex Capital. Now, I think the objective here is to never select Genesis 8 HD figures, okay? Because Genesis 8 HD figures have morphs that are incompatible with the Genesis 9. So that's why we got that really kind of messed up. Let's pick Asher. And Bentley is nice. I just know, I love my characters so much. Callan is nice. Buster's got a pot belly, but he's still nice. Dragomir is okay. Dalton is nice. And let's just go down through and pick a few more. I got to look again and make sure that I don't select anything with HD. That's the ticket right here, is to not use any HD stuff. Diego, let's throw a little bit of Latin in with this. And Fergal with the square jaw. And Gunner is nice. I got two of them. I don't know which one to pick. One of them may be HD and it's not marked, so I'm going to just leave him out for now. If you only have one and it doesn't say HD, then generally that's going to mean it's not HD. Just don't pick any Genesis 9. Now these Genesis 8, these Genesis 9 ones, you can pick any of them. They would be compatible with him. It's just the Genesis 8 and 8.1 figures. You can't use any HD entries here. Hey, okay, Peter, Uther, Mason. Let's pick Mason. And Michael. We'll pick Michael at 9 and 8.1. And we'll pick Bruce. We can't pick Bruce HD. I think there's another Bruce here that's not HD, but it's in a different place. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Thomas. Trajan, let's pick him. And I guess that we got some Victoria stuff here. These may be the Victoria 9 masculine. Zach. Okay, we'll use remember we can't use any. We got Zach 9, we got Zach HD. Okay, so I think these HD ones will find that there's a Zach here that's like, I think it could be in here, like just look under some of these. We'll find like Bruce in another place. A Buster. Okay, I think this is enough. You know, it would probably be a good thing to go in and edit my characters and just delete these morphs that don't work so that it doesn't have any of these HD morphs, so that it's just unable to use them here. So, Zach, Achilles, 8.1. See, I don't know if any of these are HD, so I don't dare use them. All right, let's try the randomizer and see what happens now. This is bad. Something's really bad about this. I've obviously picked all right, so let's go done. Yeah, exit that. And what we can do now is see what it chose and just dial down these offending. Okay, see this HD? There's one there. HD head and HD details. So it picked Luciano. All right, what's wrong here? That's not it. But Luciano body. Navel. It's this one right here. No, we gotta find out what it is. Okay, it's not proportion leg. Z. Navel. It's not that. And this is Luciano. It's really weird because it's not telling me what's currently used. Here we go. This is it. So it really took a bunch of stuff. So we just have to take all the HD stuff out. Callan HD. Anything that says HD has got to go. HD details. And some of them may not say. Okay, Luciano, head. There's HD stuff there. HD legs. Callan HD. Fergal HD. Mason. Okay. That kind of fixed a lot of it. I'm getting Mason's body out of there. Diego. I think it's these. Okay, but then we just have this abhorrently terrible face. All right, so what we can do, all right, is let's open this back up, the script. And what we're going to do is go masculine. We're going to reset him again. See if this will work. Reset. Details. So I think it's in details. Okay. Now it's taking him back to his original shape. Welcome, welcome, and thank you very much for the likes. We are working with this awesome program. Okay, so I think it's in details. We select details. Okay. Come on. We open this. All right, here we go. So what if we just work with the head? All right, and we go into head, and now we have all of these different head shapes. And how do we uncheck them? We go up here. Okay, this is like every Genesis 9 morph. So let's go the randomizer and just see what happens. Should only affect the head. Okay, that doesn't seem to have done anything. All right, masculine. Let's go with Daz Originals only. Details, head. Let's try the randomizer again. Resetting. Okay, that did something. All right, let's take some of these HD details off. Okay, they're for Genesis 9. Okay, there aren't very many here. Torian. Okay, let's randomize again. Done something really weird with the jaw. Okay, now it's applying something. Now that time it was a little more subtle. And okay, so start over means that it just rechecks everything in the list. Nikolai, let's get rid of that. Nikolai is, I think, the Santa Claus one. Holt, the troll, let's get rid of the troll. Orchid. Eyeball position. Emaciated head, we'll get rid of that. Get rid of the troll here. the orc head. And maybe the eyes larger, smaller kind of thing. We just want them to be kind of EVAR. We'll get rid of. Okay, a lot of these are Genesis 8 ones. Okay, we want to get rid of these HD, not the Julius. For Genesis 9, Genesis 8 ones. HD one for Michael, Nathan. Nathan's Genesis 9. They can stay. Teeth center gap. Well, we'll leave this. Just we'll find out how bad the teeth are when we make him smile. Okay, we're going to get rid of this. Okay, Walter is Genesis 9. I think I'm going to get rid of Walter altogether. Genesis 9, Victoria 9, masculine head. We'll keep that. Buff head, Zach 9. That's all that. Let's randomize again. See what we've got. It's doing something. It's reset him. Okay. Now it's done something weird. I wish I could like rotate him and see like what's happening here. And it would be really nice. At least it maybe if they had controls here. Ty, which one's got the sharp jaw here? Let's randomize again. So I think it resets it, then randomizes again. And what it's going to do is create a head recipe, and then you can go in and just kind of dicker with some of the settings. So it's resetting it in this first pass where it's taking him back to being Luciano. Okay, that looks like Luciano. Now it's doing something weird. I have somebody, okay, really ugly in here. Scar, a head side nicks. Kraken. Okay, let's take that off. We'll take off this guy. We'll take out Evar. Fabrice. Let's take these little separate ones out as well. So we're just kind of going around through the characters, and it's not doing jaws and eyelashes and eyebrows and just, I think these are too fine for something to, for AI to actually come in and set them. Like the nose bridge and stuff and things like that. Diego, Dane. I think Dane has this really strong face. We're going to take Dane out. And Azan. And we're going to take out Alex Capital's HD head details. Anything HD's got to come out. All right, let's try the randomizer again. The more I take out of these, this whole kind of face thing could just be because there's some kind of, one of these figures has some HD stuff left in, and those don't work with the randomizer. So you got to shut off all these HD. Morphs. Okay, let's set him back, and then now he's starting to kind of look. All right, let's say done here. Yes, we'll exit that. I like this. I love that. His nose, he looks like he's got a little bit of Alex Capital's broken nose. I think he looks kind of nice there. So let's, oh yeah, kind of different. Yeah, he's got Alex Capital's broken nose, which I like. Let's go now into the parameters. And we go into the face. Yeah, well, no, it doesn't use. All right, let's go out of here and go back. Okay, what have we got here? Head. So it didn't use, it used mostly Luciano's head, which is kind of weird. So we take that down a little bit, like that maybe. Lawrence, it used this black guy's head and Landon's head. So proportional hand size, teeth, lower teeth gap. So he's probably got a gap in his teeth. We got HD head details. Those work. So it only mixed 2 other people in with Luciano. But I don't think it did a bad job here. But I don't know where he's getting that nose from. Which one of them has this nose? Let's see. Is it Lawrence? No. Landon. Well, Landon has kind of got a beak there. How about Luciano? Yeah, it's Luciano's got the nose. I like the nose though, actually. All right, so we're gonna leave. I can see these figures in here. I can see Lawrence in this, and I can see these other, which is really nice. So let's give him some hair. So I believe we can go in and like save the recipe. Shape Randomizer. Now we go to hair. I lost all of my custom stuff when I undid all the hair in my gallery in my smart content. So I have to like kind of go back and redo it all, which took me like a couple of days. So we'll just do it the old-fashioned way and look down through here. Genesis 9 hair, James hair. We'll give him some James hair. Hi, Ray. Think it's going to be black. Maybe it'll be brown. His eyebrows are brown. Well, the hair kind of is okay, but it's not. Maybe from the side it'll look really nice, but just a little too curly for his features. So we go here and look. This hair always seems to work. Red Cat's hair. But we have to change the pose on it. Poses, we're going to flatten it down a little bit. There we go. Yes. This is nice. Wow. So let's get a pose for him, so he doesn't look all stiff. Poses. Thank you for hanging out, people, with me, being very nice by function, standing. We're going to go to this by function, standing, and get him like, gosh, he's got such awesome skin. I'm glad I bought him. I think I bought him today or yesterday, a few days ago. Yeah. Okay, I just put that pose on his hair. I think it's supposed to go on his body. Yeah, it is. All right. Okay. Wow, he looks very European. Let's try a different pose. His eyes kind of cocked way over. I could change it manually, but let's lean him up against something so then we can put him in a scene. Oh, this is look nice. It's kind of like so let's find a desolate thing for him to lean up against. And we'll change his, put some pants on him. Jeans. Jeans. Let's see how they work. What are these? These are Genesis 8, male. And we'll go with bodysuit tight. We can delete the shorts. Now he's still got Luciano's body. They did a good job with with his body here. Let's get rid of the shorts. Okay, the crotch area came out good. So this is nice. We don't have to go and edit that. Let's go look for tank top. Tank top. And wardrobe. Cowboy tank top. Well, we have to select Luciano. This is for Genesis. Well, it doesn't say. Let's go to Explore Product. For Genesis 8, wardrobe. Where's the tank top? There it is. Genesis 8 male. Okay. I kind of like him without the tank top, but we'll put it on, see what it looks like. We're going to go with base, bodysuit tight. See if it goes under his pants. And we'll give it a color that's not quite so like a flesh tone maybe. Or black maybe. Yeah, it tucked itself in. This is, it doesn't say that it's, all right, let's go to the tank top. Materials, we got white, we'll go with white, which this is for the, let's see if this works. If we make it white, then it's easy to make it black or gray or tan. Tank top, base color. Well, something's not right with this. Translucency color, we'll go with black. And glossy color, black. Okay, and now we can kind of mess with this color a little bit. Bring it down to here maybe. That looks okay, I guess. Now let's put him in a room. Let's put him in a room. Environment. And I have so many environments. We have many to choose from. I think something kind of post-apocalyptic or let's try this. I can't even say it, so merge into scene. It's kind of modern. Okay, we go here. Let's get him out into the light. All right, so all of this has got the sundial and all this has got to go into a group. We'll go scene. And then we go to parameters. X translate. Y rotate. X translate. Y rotate. Z translate. X translate. Z. Z. X. X. Okay. Now I think I like him better here because then I can see more of the background. see. Okay, let's see what this looks like in iRay. Well, that's really weird. We lost our sun, our sky, everything. It's all here in this. Okay, the sundial can't go in with the scene. All right, sundial. What do we do when we can we rotate the sundial? View, can we look through the sundial? No. So, but we can rotate the sundial, I'm quite sure. I think the sundial is because we are in the sun and sky only. That's what we got to do, is switch to dome and scene. We'll just get rid of the sundial. And then we can do something funky with the sky. Browse. And we go to... Here we go. Welcome, Ruben. Okay, here. So what we're going to do is just make this a little brighter. So let's go to 4. And there we go. There's our scene. And let's put some shoes on him. Shoes. So that's why. So, but, you know, the thing is that, hello, Anus. Welcome, welcome, dear friend. It's nice to have you here. It is lovely to have you here. So we are working with the randomizer. I'm just kind of making a scene here. But what we can do, we'll go back maybe to the randomizer, and okay, we're going to call this we'll call this save scene as future days. That will be when my credit cards get paid. Let's see, future days. And so this is pretty nice. We'll put some shoes on him. So let's go shoes. Shoes for Luciano. How about these leather things? Gentleman style shoes. Let's see what they look like. Well, they work. Kind of. No, I don't think so. They just don't look like anything. Maybe if I made them black, but let's look for something else. How about these Wayfarer shoes? They tuck themselves under the pants. They're supposed to. Okay, those kind of work. Yeah, maybe we gotta, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. I think some, like, sneakers. Okay, Z. Let's try sneakers. No, I have not. Now, stable diffusion, that's the AI thing. No, you know, I like rendering with DAZ. I'm not too thrilled with the look of AI generated figures, okay? They don't look kind of real enough for me. Okay? So until and this the thing is I've spent like, 20 to close to $30,000 on DAS material, DAS stuff. So I'm not going to just drop it all and start working with AI figures, and in all respect, okay? Because I can understand the allure of it, and I think these 3D figures look nice. They do look nice, but but I don't think they look as good as 3D art. So, okay, these are probably Genesis 8. Yeah, let's go with Genesis 8. So I'm probably I do use AI, like the background. Yeah, well, you can create backgrounds, but it's like this scene. I have like probably close to 600 different environments. And it's like some of the background, like you'll say, make me a troll tower, and it looks kind of like a watercolor painting. And you say, well, make it realistic, and it's kind of there, but then it's a little bit funky looking. And it's certainly not going to give me something like this. It's not going to give me this kind of architecture. The thing is now if I needed, like, let's go to Photoshop, and I will ask Photoshop to make me a 3D backdrop. Okay. So the thing is once you use, you keep your figures, because this figure looks much more realistic than AI figures. Just like they're just not there yet. And this architecture and the plants and all, they just look better than the AI right now. And if I wanted a different plant, I could just take this plant out, and I have like probably about 500 different kinds of plants that I could put in here instead of that. And so I use AI when, okay, so we're going to go new file, and let's go 8,000. All right, so this is 8,000. Oh, darn, it's not. Okay, we'll go file new, and let's turn this, which one makes it link? 8,000, 3840. All right, how do we link this? Let's go 16-bit, and let's go 3840, 3840, 2160. All right, and we'll go 16-bit, and hopefully the AI will work with this. Okay, so what we do is now we go here, and we select all, and then I say generate towers in the fog. Let's just try that. Generate. And so, I mean, yes, you can use, instead of AI, let's go with this. We'll go File. Okay, Image, Layer, Flatten, File, Save As. And we're going to save this as a PNG. And I will save this as in my PNG files. Towers in the fog. Okay, what happened? In the fog. PNG. Okay, we'll go with a large size so it stays at 24-bit or 16-bit, I guess, was what we have. And then we go back to DAS, and then we put in a plane. 9. See, I'm going to be, you know, right now my needs have been met. Okay, Z, I didn't mean to do that to you, dude. Okay, is this another one, I guess? Okay. Where's my plane? Okay. Let's just kind of give this a yank here. This way. And we'll go to parameters. And we'll go at 90. 90-degree angle. And then we're going to go Z. Put it way back here. Scale it. Come on. There it is. X translate. Okay, we'll bring it like that. And then we will go with X scale. X translate. X scale. X translate. Okay, X scale. Okay, we'll bring it over like this a little bit and scale it a little more, just a tiny bit to cut that in. Now we go to surfaces, plane, base color, browse. We go to here. Towers. In the fog. Towers in the fog. Let's try this. And we will take this like this. Now we're going to go here with towers. QRS. T towers. Yes, Ed, I agree. The same with here. I try to use it within my scene, like as what you can see right now. I'm using this in my scene. So we go towers in the fog. And then we're going to turn this into an HDRI by giving it an emission. And then we can give the luminance like maybe 5 or something to make it. Now let's see what happens when we turn this on. What we've done is we haven't changed our HDRI. What we've done is put an HDRI plane in here in the scene. Okay. So what we can do now is take our horizontal tiles. Let's see if these work. We're going to bring these in like this. Okay, let's see what this looks like. So, I mean, this is how I use AI, is this way. Now we take our shine color, glossy color, and make it black so that it's not shining. And now what we can do is our environment options. We can go in here and we could just go scene only. Okay. And then we take and do a distant light. And we go here to our distant light. Look through our distant light and bring this 9 back to texture shaded. And bring our distant light in like this, maybe. Where is our distant light? Okay, back to the perspective view, and they're pointing right at his feet. And now let's go and create a new camera from our perspective view. And I have this camera lock. Lock the camera here. So I can then move my perspective around, but it looks like I've got the light pointing in from like a high angle down into this area, pointing right directly at his feet. Let's see if we probably don't have any light because I haven't given it any illums. So let's see, let's go 4. Okay, we have something happening here. Let's go 9. And so I think I have to come directly down into here a little more. So we go back to our distant light. Let's try that and go back to our perspective, back to our camera. There we go. And now we can go with maybe a 2 here. Make it a little brighter. So here we go. And now his sneakers, I didn't give them, they're just white. We have some kind of, let's go to filter by context, materials. Let's go with sneakers, materials. I don't know if these will work. Well, they didn't work. Maybe this will work. Looks like his feet, or something's wrong with his feet. Camera, let's go to perspective view. Let's look at his feet. Okay, we got a problem here. So we'll go with the sneakers parameters. What happens if we scale them just a little bit? And tools, mesh grabber. It's awesome to have you here. Oh, thank you for the likes. We're up to 7 likes. You people are awesome. It's very nice to have you here. Ed's excellent to have you here. Very nice. We're just going to pull this out and cover his feet. They're a little bit cold. I know mine would be a little cold if that was happening to my feet. You know, the thing about Mesh Grabber, just don't hesitate. Just go into Mesh Grabber and use it. You know, don't. For a long time, you know, every time I had to use Mesh Grabber, I would just kind of like hesitate for a while and put it off, and you know, and I don't do that anymore. Control L. Do I have a light? Yeah, I do have a light. Here we go. I would just kind of put it off and like dread using it, and you just quickly, as soon as you think you need it, you just go and open your tool settings, go into Mesh Grabber, and do your thing you need to do with it. And it's that simple, and then you're done. So just don't dread Mesh Grabber. Just as soon as you think about it, just open up your... All right, so the shoes are fixed. So we can do a quick save here. All right, so I think what we've got is a scene here. So you know, this scene is kind of done. So enough. I could give him, you know, some facial hair, maybe some hair on his arms, but I think this is good enough right now for a scene. And there's our AI in the background. It worked wonderful to just throw that on a plane, turn it into an emissive. There's an artist named Art. Welcome, Art. And I've got notifications on. Your beard is looking well. I hope you were talking about my beard. I just kind of assumed you were, but thank you. There is an artist named Denzheng, who I chat with on Chris L. Cox Twitch. Why does that name Chris Cox sound familiar? He makes something pretty nice. Male. I think maybe I've heard Jay talk about him. He makes some pretty nice male clothes at Renderosity. I thought perhaps if you are not liking the Dad store as far as men's, yes, I buy men's clothes and thanks for the compliment on my beard, Art. Very kind of you. And yes, Angus is here as well. It's nice to have Angus here. It's always nice to have Angus here. And the Renderosity stuff is very nice. If it doesn't auto fit, you have Mesh Grabber, and you have to go in, and the harnesses don't always work. I've used many rendo like male clothing, and if they're kind of twisted and they don't quite line up, you just use Mesh Grabber. I do not use Turbo Loader because Turbo Loader killed my smart content. I had to go back and reinstall my entire DAZ library because at one point this message popped up and said, "Do you want to load all of these morphs?" And I said, I don't know. I said, yeah. And then it went through this whole process and duplicated all my morphs. And then I ended up with 2 of them. And there's no undo. I got in touch with Riversoft. And he said, oh, there's no way to fix it. He says, oh, no, you didn't actually do that. You mean the thing in your program that you set up to do that it pops up and asks you if you want to duplicate 10,000 morphs so that you have 2 of them? Yeah. It killed my library. So my advice is to just wait. It's not that long of a wait to wait for your male character to come in, okay? Or for your female character. So you end up, and the thing is like, they show where you can just change the head of your male character. Why would you want to change the head of your male? Just delete them and bring in the character that you want, okay? Yes, it takes like 2 hours for it to change the head of your character if you want to just completely change the head, or change the character standing in place. Just figure out what your pose is and just delete the character and bring in the character you want. And it doesn't take more than 10 minutes or so. I mean, more than 10 minutes. I've never had a character take that long. I have every morph you could just about imagine for Genesis 8 and Genesis 9, and it doesn't take that long. And the thing is that, yes, the morphs take a while to load, but they're not actually active unless they're being used. Unless you go into that morph and change its value, they're not actually loading into your video RAM. Okay, they're loading into your system RAM, but they're not loading into your video RAM unless you actually use that morph. So there's 2 products there that I would suggest. The hair converter, you guys all know about I feel terrible about that rant, but I had to get it out, okay? Do not use the hair converter in your product. If you do buy the hair converter, just use it methodically on a per hair basis. Do not batch convert your hair. I'll tell you, you will ruin your content library, okay? And so that's number 1 for the hair converter. All other products, Riversoft and Sickle Yield, especially a lot of Sickle Yield's products, are a definite buy. I mean, I use them almost in every scene. So there's no problem with that. So, okay, we're going to save this scene. We already did. Okay, I'm going to go File, New. And we're going to go back to what this tutorial is supposed to be about. And it's about this Shape Randomizer for Genesis 9. We're going to go back into this. And now I'll show you just about how long it takes. Thank you. I'm glad you like the current scene art. It's just something that I kind of threw together. It's because we have such awesome products in the Daz store. This guy, Marcus, for Genesis 9, I mean, he actually looks pretty good. Marcus, so I'm going to double click on this. I have just about every male morph that's ever been sold with Genesis 9, okay, so far. And we're going to see how long it takes for Marcus. X is set a timer. Echo, set a timer.
For how long?
Just count down. Let's see. We're looking at and let's see. All right. So, okay. This just took, with every single morph that you can buy, that didn't even, I don't even need to echo, cancel the timer.
There are no timers set.
Oh, okay. So you didn't set one anyway. All right. Never mind. All right. So I think I should have said stopwatch. Okay, so that didn't even take a half a minute. So why am I going to like take a chance and risk messing up my content library for something it's, you know, even when I'm broadcasting online, I don't mind waiting. So here we go. So we have Marcus. Now Marcus, he's got a problem. His skin is too red and it's too green. Okay, so you have to go into the surfaces and Marcus, and we go here to surfaces, and we go to click skin, and then we can go here. Yeah. Echo is my little Amazon dot.
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
All right, I didn't think you did. Let's see. So we go to translucency color, and we'll just take, we'll just go here, and we'll bring the green down a little bit, and we'll bring the red down, which actually then accentuates the blue. The red down a little bit, and we bring the green down a little bit. Now he's a little bit more blue. Bring the red down a little more. Okay, bring it up a little more. And see now, you see, that's what this figure needed. It just needed a little bit more work, okay, to fix its color. But there again, I don't think I paid more than $8 for this figure, and it's brand new, and it has beautiful skin. I mean, look at he's got moles on his face. Look at the moles. They're just beautifully placed. I love this. So, just very beautifully placed moles. I love it, okay? So, very, very nice character. But his skin is wrong. Top bar. Oh, you can move your surfaces around. You just drag this tab and move it over. I learned from Jay to move my parameters and surface, since I used to have them down here. And I was always having to like minimize my scene because I'd end up with this gigantic scene. And so Jay taught in one of his videos, he just says, "Oh, you just drag the parameters over here," and I've the surface selection tool. No, I keep that over on the left here. So yeah, you can drag that down. You just have to drag the from right to left. Yeah. So I move. You know, at first when Jay mentioned it, I thought it in my head, and I said, I'd rather kind of keep my scene set the way it is, like by default. And I figured it would be better for you guys, and gals that follow along to, so that you'd kind of know where things are. I try not to change the setup too much, so that when you see my DAS, it doesn't seem like it's completely different from your own. But I do move this the render setting, and this order here. I go smart content, content library, parameters, render settings, surfaces, tool settings, power pose, simulation. I always keep them pretty much in that order. Okay, and I have a few more things down here. I bought the histogram, which I never use, but this is pretty much the order. It's always smart content, content library, then parameters. It's always that order there. And there was another one. It's like documents or something. I get rid of that one. I don't even use that. You're left-handed, so I wonder if a left-handed person organized the tabs in Windows. It could be. I think it's meant so that this side, accentuates the content. Okay, and the content being here, the content is that it's center stage on your left hand side, so it's the first thing your eye kind of gravitates towards is your content, and I would say it's because Daz is a content store creating. Daz 3D is, they don't even charge for Daz Studio. It's all about content. So it's probably to accentuate the content, and then your parameters being over here. But the problem is my scene gets so big that I'm constantly having to minimize my scene, and I have a special hotkey. It's Control minus. And that, like, if I hit Control minus, no matter what I'm doing, everything in my scene minimizes. And it all just gets sucked up, all of the little trees and all all of these different, like if I open this up here and open these up here, and then I go Control minus, everything gets closed up. So I did have a workaround, so I could put my parameters down here. But the thing is I was scrolling a lot because I have a lot of parameters. So Jay was really smart to recommend putting, to have the minimize hotkey, and you have to go into your like window and workspace, customize, and you to add that hotkey, you have to look around and you'll find it. And I use Control minus, and there's only one drawback, is that when I'm typing a word up here, like let's say foot, like if I put foot there and then I can go Control minus, it puts a minus after the word foot. But I just kind of delete it, because it will still like minimize everything, but it just puts a minus up there, but it's okay. So now we're going to go here now to we'll go to default, we'll go to utilities, and let's find now we have Marcus here. Now this is our tone mapping console. What's going on here? Let's filter by context, utilities. Here it is, random shapes randomizer. Now I don't know if you have to own. Okay, it says the only product required to run this shapes randomizer, it says $16. I just paid like $6 for this, okay, because I had like 8 of those. Not coupon tokens. I had like 45% off. And then it said if you bought something new, and I don't know if you guys are not members, you should pay for a Daz membership. I'm just saying that and this set design, this looks like a great product here. Most of it takes place in Blender. I buy just about anything, any kind of help program that Daz sells, because I just want to learn. I've got a bunch piled up that I haven't had a chance to watch yet. But today they gave us some free. Martin Frost keeps putting, I don't know how he does it, but he keeps putting out flowers, and they're free. And he does it all the time. He's been doing it for a couple of years, at least that I know of, where he just puts out a new flower and it's free in the Daz store. And I believe it's only free for members. And just that alone. Yeah, sometimes the last couple months I've forgotten to use my coupons. because you have to buy something like $18 worth. It just has to be $18 worth. It could be marked down and everything. It doesn't have to be at $18. It can just be, but it has to be originally priced at $18. That's kind of steep. So, but I try to use my coupons, and it's not just that, because you get a little bit of money off of everything that you buy. You put it in your cart, and it's a little bit less. This perfectly imperfect skin is really nice. It's a merchant resource, which means that if you were to create your own characters, which I don't do, and try to sell them in the DAS store, you could put this skin on them and it'd be fine. So I like this skin. It looks good. It looks like at least it's for a male, because it's got the 5 o'clock shadow. So anything that's made for a male, I used to just buy anything. But now I look and I say, because a lot of the male stuff gets rushed. Like, I didn't buy this hair. I'm not going to go through this. I just thought that there should be hair here and not just like a colored skull cap. There's just not enough time put into it. That's my opinion. So, but if I go down through this store, I'll start ranting, and I'm not going to do that. I'm trying not to do that. So what we're going to do now is select. Okay, I have to select Marcus. We want to exit this. You have to select your Genesis 9 character, then open this. Apparently, it'll open without selecting your character. So now we go here and we select masculine, and we can go with details. And so what I'm going to do is chest. Okay, because a lot of male characters, now I can't do this. Okay, we're going to go cancel this. I actually have to have his chest exposed so we can see what we're doing to it. Like when I move this figure, look at the HD look of the surface of his body is just amazing. But there's too much yellow, and it could be just their monitor. There was too much green and too much red in their skin color. It could be just that their monitor isn't calibrated. So it could be that, or it could be maybe my monitor isn't calibrated. But I believe this guy looks about right now. At least on my monitor, he does. So these are kind of things. So what we're going to do is now you can see. So what's nice is that, because every once in a while, like, you'll put them in a pose, and like from under their arm and everything in here, like if you notice when you look up in here, you'll see like this, it looks from this angle, the male will look like he actually has a boob. And so you have to go in and you have to find all of these sliders and all of these morphs and go and fine tune and start messing. And it can take like an hour or so to fix his chest, to make it look kind of masculine, to make it look like it's something like there's not something up there with that. And so it's nice. What I like about this Shape Randomizer is that there's two things. It's the head, so you can go in and randomize the head. These are the two parts that I like the most about the randomizer, is that I can randomize just the head and I can randomize just the chest in these detail parts. So let's mess with the chest now. Let's just select everything. Now, if I select everything here, we have to unselect everything, okay, in chest. And then let's just pick a few guys here. Vinme. Okay, these Vinme are, okay, let's pick some actual characters. Okay, it looks like it's not actually, oh, we got all. Let's go masculine. And what if we go DAS only? Okay, it's looking now through the masculine. Okay, we got chest. All right, now see, this didn't do what I thought it was going to do. It like, now there's only like one chest option. Let's try this. Let's go masculine. Okay. And now they're all undone. Cleavage. Okay, we got John. Okay, we got this John guy. Okay, I think the reason why this isn't working is because most of my Genesis 8 figures, they're body. They have body things. It's not, their chest isn't isolated. So we'd have to go full body here. So we're not going to select full body. We'll just go through and pick, let's see, Callan body. Let's pick a few of these, Callan. And we'll go with, let's see what other bodies. We got Fergal. Make sure you don't pick anything with HD, okay? Because you can't use converted HD characters. Their morphs won't work. And we'll pick Hungren. Let's pick this one. And we'll do one more. Let's see, find one. Casper. And let's randomize now. And it's okay. So it just totally screwed up his body. And there's a morph here that's bad. But we'll say done, okay? Well, let's exit this. Now let's look at the parameters and see what it did. Marcus, okay, currently used. Okay, we got Casper, Fergal, and Callan. Which one? And Marcus body. Okay, so that's our character, our main character. So one of these is messing up his chest. The Fergal was the one that was the most. Yeah, that Fergal one is screwing it up. We go Hungren. That's screwing it up. It's kind of got like a pinch there. And like they all do. So none of them are really working. None of these body morphs are working. It's not like the end of the world. It's not like I have to have Callan's body or I have to have Fergal's body, because I have so many Genesis 9 morphs that, see, these are currently used. Marcus head, proportional length, navel. See, this is probably it. Okay, but this may be our, this is probably a Genesis 9 navel. Okay. So that it's an HD one. Root, okay. So we go the Callan body off. And so it's no big deal. So these bodies, but okay, what we could do is go back into our randomizer. We'll reset him, and then we'll try just using Genesis 9 bodies. So we go masculine, reset. Now, the start over sets all of these back to, it like turns them like all off or on or whatever. If you go through and you turn a bunch on and turn a bunch off, then it just kind of turns them all back on kind of thing. Where the reset resets it to your character that when you first brought it in. So if you put morphs on it, it just takes them off. Okay, so this is now Marcus again. And so we go full body, and we should be able to find some Genesis 9 bodies here. Usually they say Genesis 9. Bruce Callan. Okay, Dragomir. Hudson. Here, Dane. is 9. And Dane will also work with the HD details because there's 9. So we got Dane body, veins. We don't want the emaciated. And Toon, or the young adult. You see Darius, okay. Jacques, Charlie. I think these are Genesis 8. I'm not sure. I'd have to look them up. But you'll find some Genesis 9 bodies in here. Usually they say, okay, we got Ivar's body and his Genesis 9H details. Okay, and then we've got Julius's body. We got so we turn these on. We don't want the adult body. And okay, let's see. We want the adult body. Okay, we got Lawrence body and veins. Let's pick a bunch and let the AI. We got Michael's body and Michael HD. All of these will work with 9. Okay, so this is how you get a. And you got Nikolai. I think he's fat. Excuse me, and I don't mean that in disrespect. Santa's fat. You know, he's not obese. He's fat. Okay, just kidding. And we got Walter, okay, and we got Zach, which is 9 also. We'll throw Zach in, okay, 9 body, HD details, and veins. We'll throw them in. The buff body. Okay, let's do the randomizer and see what happens. It's like, oh, it's going to crash. So, all right, so we're going to notice. Now, first thing it does is it resets him back to Marcus. The first time it goes through, now it's randomizing. And it's doing a nice job because it's big. I mean, they've gone and given him this huge body. But it's done okay because maybe one of these is not Genesis 9. I might have done something wrong here. Let's double check and make sure I didn't leave some. This Dane 9. Dane. No. Okay. So once again we've got this pinch here, like there's some kind of HD morph that isn't working right. Ivar 9. Lawrence. These are all 9s. Michael 9. Nathan 9. So let's see what it did. We got Zach. Okay, so we'll say done. See, this is terrible. This didn't come out. Like, it's not giving me the chest, the perfect chest that I was looking for. We've got this pinch here, and that's crazy wrong. Okay, now you have to click out and then click back in, and you'll get a new. So it's using Nathan, Zach, Dane, Michael. So you have to find out which one of these. What if we take this base masculine body and turn that off? It looks like that kind of fixed it. That's what was really messing it up. And yeah, that seems to have fixed the body, except the fact that we got this proportion base masculine head. That doesn't look right. That's definitely okay. Proportion larger. Proportion height, we can make him a little smaller. And that will probably make the body fit his head a little better. But this isn't bad, and you can just go in. Now, I should be able to go back in. There's still a little pinch there. Zach 9 body. What if we take these HD details off? And We still got a little pinch here, it looks like. It's not that bad, though. And we've got, I think we've got some of these HD. So one of them is giving us some vascular stuff here. Navel HD is still there. So this isn't bad. This did kind of mix these bodies in. So we could just take a little more of Michael, or we could take a little bit of more of Zach. And see, this has got the pinch. This has got, so Zach's body is pinching it. That's the one that's kind of throwing it off, which makes me wonder if Zach is not actually built off the Genesis 8 body. So if we bring Michael back in, okay, this does, it is kind of pulling in the. So usually when you mix too many things together, you usually get a distorted body. If you put too many heads together, two heads might be better than one, but 3 and 4, you know, and it just starts to really kind of grotesque the looks. Exaggerate, I guess. Michael 9 body. So we've got Dane body details. So this doesn't look too bad. It looks like we've got a lot of detail in the body. So we probably bring some of these details down, and the body details here. And so it didn't change the head. Okay, the head it left the same. So this looks a little too bumpy, the details. Eye resting focal point. None of these look like. Yeah, proportion, hand size, all of these other parts, base, masculine head, that's got to stay up. And the navel, if you turn that off, they don't have a navel. Now, of course, you could go, these are eyelashes. Eyelashes, I don't know why the eyelashes have so many, why they're using so many morphs for the eyelashes, but they're there. And we have the male head. Let's see, masculine body. When I bring that up, it's just a little too much. We could turn it off and it still looks nice. Marcus body. Okay, we just bring that down so that everything's, so there's a balance of these other bodies. Zach body. And yeah, just a little bit of them. You have to figure like 25 and 25 and 50 of another, so they all add up to 100% kind of thing. So that you don't want 50 of everything. Maybe 35 of each, or that, and that kind of, so the geometry doesn't get too thrown on. That looks very natural right there. So it's just a way, I mean, I could just go in and say, okay, I want a little bit of this body and a little bit of that body. I can just go down here and type in body. And I've got these athletic body shapes. I've just got, you know, I could just kind of go in and do this anyway. It's nice to have this randomizer just kind of Then you don't have to go through a million morphs. You can just, well, you kind of still have to pick them out. So, but I get these things so I can, I can show you guys how to use it. In my opinion, is this Shape Randomizer worth buying? Is it worth buying? Well, I only paid, I believe, about like $6 for it, because I added like a new product, and I added my vouchers, and I added like a couple of new products where it says I would get 20% off my cart, and then there was my my DAS discount. You usually get a little bit off of there, and so I only paid like $6 for it. So it's kind of, I think it's worth playing around with, and for $6, it's, yeah. So it's, I would say, it's right now to buy it without any vouchers or anything. It's expensive. Product page. Without any vouchers, it's $16. I would wait until you have the vouchers and you get like 20% off your cart because of something you buy, and then I would buy it. I would buy, I would wait until you can get it at least for $8. So, and that's, I think, what I paid. I paid between $6 and $8 for this. So I might have even paid less. I might have even paid like $5 for it. So, but it's just, it's an interesting product, and it doesn't work the way I thought it would. I thought like the chest, it's just taking all those separate little morphs. But that's the thing, is where you can just like isolate the chest, and it will take all of your chest morphs, and then it will just kind of like randomly apply them, all the male chest morphs, and randomly apply them. And so I think it's worth kind of having. So I like this product. So will I use this? I think I will. I think that there's going to be times when there's some of my characters are poorly made. Like I said, the breast area on the male doesn't look right. It doesn't look, and then I kind of spend hours messing around with like the the nipple size, nipple position, the breast, the curve on the bottom, and the upper curve, and it just kind of like it really kind of irks me to have to fix that part of the male so it looks male. And so I think having something that I can just click a button and it randomizes it, and click a button and it randomizes, would be more helpful. So from my perspective. Yeah, well, the thing is that the reason why a male has that shape is because the artists make the male shape wrong. They don't put enough time into it to make it. Like, to me, this doesn't look right here, okay? Something looks really wrong with poor Michael's chest here, okay? It looks like he's got boobs there, okay? This looks right, okay? This doesn't look right, okay? This looks really, really wrong. So I bought this for the chest and the head. I bought it for those two different parts where I thought, I could just take and click on 3 of my characters, click randomize, and see what comes up. And then I can go back in and go and see the currently used and just kind of tweak them. It puts them together. I don't have to search for them. They're already kind of in the list that comes up with the program. Like, let's mess with Marcus's head now. So we go here. And let's just pick 3 of my favorite characters, okay? So we go to details, we go to head. Okay, if I click in there, it will select everything in the list, so you don't want to do that. Then you just want to go down through here. You got all your VinMe stuff, which is all the separate stuff. So you could just select all this VinMe stuff. And I don't know if you can hold control. No, so you have to select it one by one by one. Okay, there might be a way to uncheck all proportions. Uncheck those with values. Okay, I'm not sure how you can add a value. So you can say how much you want to use of each one. So I would say and it would be anywhere from 0 to 100. I'm just guessing. So we have all those VinMe. Then we have cheeks. Okay, this is face, all the face morphs and stuff. But then when we go down here, we have actual heads, I think. Mason. Okay, we got Nikolai head. Let's see. Let's go with Nathan's head. And Nathan's a 9, so we know. But the other head, the Genesis 8 heads will work also, so we'll get a few other heads in here. That just don't select everything and then just hit, it, because you're going to end up with an aberration. Okay, we'll try Achilles' head. He's Genesis 8.1, I think. And then we'll go with another one here. Let's go with Jet. All right, randomizer. And we've got masculine. We'll throw it on masculine. So it doesn't, I didn't select an amount. Okay. Okay, and we've still got our details, our body details. I think those are still set as well. So, but I changed the details. So, we have just details. So it's going to change his body. Okay, that's okay. All right, randomizer, what did it do? Okay, so we've got a different guy here. So let's randomize it again and see what happens. It's going to take and randomize the head a little bit. That's like way over. Randomize again. So it undoes it, then it redoes it. Randomize again. I mean, these are massive settings. It's like when you just randomize the head, it's like randomizing a lot of morphs. So it's taking these and they look quite different. And that's what's nice about this. It almost gives you like unlimited male characters. And you just randomize it. You pick the characters you want. It works better than that like circle thing where it was just you had to like drag them in and it was just so hard to do. Randomizer. So I like that face right there for some reason. I think it's because he's that squinting. He's got that kind of hunter eyes. So let's go down here and mess again with these ones we've got picked. You're still going through a massive list, but then you got this randomizer button. So we'll go with I'm going to pick my I don't think there's a search, which kind of sucks. It's all right. So we're going to use Roy is one of my favorite. He's kind of got a little head, though. His head is kind of small. And the Roy is Genesis 8. and Jet, and let's we got Nathan is another one of my favorite characters, and we'll take there's one of them that's causing this to have this big huge jaw here. Achilles, that's where the big jaw is coming from. And then Jet. And then we'll also pick Casper if I can find him. That would be in this, I think it's K. Casper is spelled with a K, I think. Casper. There he is. All right, let's try this. These are some of my favorite characters. Casper has really beautiful kind of lips. They're just kind of full, and there we go. And Jet has they've got so let's Jet has this kind of small face, and I wish you could turn them while, you know, like do the Sims thing, you know, but this just locks it all up so you can't. And it does shapes to show. So when you select this masculine, it only shows masculine stuff. There must be so load set, remove set. So you can save your set and then reload it. So it's like your character. You don't lose your character. So I'm going to randomize this again. And he's still got that squint. I'm wondering if that's part of a pose that's with him. I think I probably still have Marcus turned on. Let's do some more here with this. I've got Jet and I've got Roy, and they both have this kind of like skinny withdrawn face. Now that's more, okay, this is just really Roy, and we're going to have to turn off at least one of them, like Jet. I think what's happening is it's mixing a lot of Marcus in with it. So let's turn off Jet. And we'll leave Roy. Where's Jet? There's Roy. Casper. Jet. We'll turn off Jet. Randomizer. Roy is the one with, he's got these very thin lips, and what's really weird is that they're fighting because Roy has these really thin lips and Casper has these. All right, that looks kind of natural there. Let's click it done here. Okay, exit. So we have a completely new head. It's like this head is like never been before. This looks, from that angle, this face looks really nice. He kind of has this very square head, though. Art, thank you. Your Wi-Fi is going in and out. Well, thank you very much for being here, Art. It is so nice to have you, and it was really nice to chat with you and fun. It's very nice to have you here. Thank you for being here. Very kindly. Now let's see. You have a good night. Have a good sleep. And we'll see you in the next video. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here anyway. So, but we're going to just, okay, so we got Marcus's head at 100%. This is what's the problem here. So we take Marcus's head down, like, so that these other heads have a little bit more room to, and the base masculine head. Yeah, we'll put this. Ah, you've got some of the wind there. We're supposed to get some of that here. So we're supposed to get some wind, and it's supposed to get rainy and then get... So this is working. Have a wonderful night, Art. Very nice having you here. So we just got our figure, okay? So this is what you have to do, because the Marcus head stays at 100%, and that's what kind of shriveled his head in. So you can still leave some of it there, but you just want to bring that down. And we got a lot of Casper here, which I kind of wanted more of a Casper. Notice how his lips get fuller, because Casper has these really full lips, where Roy has very pensive, like sharp, piercing lips. You see that? So we take Casper out, and then suddenly the lips are kind of gone. And then we bring Casper back in and bring Roy down, and we suddenly have these kind of fuller looking lips. So, but they're just beautiful figures to mix in together. See, I love that I can use my Genesis 8 characters, their heads. That's really kind of all I cared about. Was I said it many times in a lot of my tutorials that if I can get like morphs of the heads from my Genesis 8 and 8.1 characters, that would be all I need, because the body, I don't care. I can just put a few muscles here and there if I need it. It just doesn't matter to the body, because half the time you got clothes on them, or at least a tank top and some shorts or pants. It doesn't really matter too much. But the head is everything. The face is everything. It's just, and the skin is everything. And so you have, with your Genesis 9 figure, you have your PBR skin, which gives you a few extra parameters. These artists, these Daz artists, even though I had to take this skin and make it a little bit, this is an awesome character. Okay, I'm going to go back into the randomizer here and see if it opens back up and remembers like my figure. Okay. Masculine. Now, what if I go save set? And this will call him, we'll call it Roy Casper. All right, we'll call it just Roy Casper. Okay, and we're going to go save set. One shape properly checked. Okay, so we're going to just click out of here, exit. So when you load this back up, it doesn't like load your character in, I guess. I'm not sure about this. So, but I could definitely go and file, save as, what would this be? Would be scene subset, would be the highest you could go. And then we'll go Roy. We'll call it Roy Casper. Roy Casper Marcus. Okay, this is in billboards. This isn't where I want this. This would be, I would want this saved in Daz. And then it would be in we would go let's go to 3 to 8 characters. Okay, let's just put 8 to 9 characters. Okay. And we'll call this Roy Casper Marcus.duff. And we just need the character here, and it'll take that little picture there. Look how beautiful that character is. So we're going to call this Marcus, okay? And now if I were to go here to my DAZ Studio formats, okay, what if we take Marcus out? We're going to just delete him. And this was 8 to 9 characters. And what if we take this guy? He's going to be in here. Would be R. Was HJK Roy? Well, we just got to find him. Roy Casper Marcus. It says set. Doesn't say character, but I think it saves more than the character. I think it saves the morphs. It saves things like that. If you really want a character, almost everything in your character saved, you have to save them as a scene. That will save the most of your character, most things that are unique. If you change their geometry, things like that. Because it still tries to load the characters from, it's going to load Marcus. There he is. See, that's it. That is Marcus with, and if we look at our parameters, we go to currently used, we've got our mix of characters. So this is it. They're all at the same proportion. It's beautiful. So let's put some, now there's something a little bit funky about his head, the shape of his head, but I don't think it's that bad. There's something just kind of weird about the way his forehead is and all, but it's not that bad. It's almost alien, but I think once we get some hair on him, let's go file. Let's go to hair, short. Get rid of the sneakers word. And we go down through here. Okay, now there's hair. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all this hair in a category again. Okay, so what we're going to do is go back to our content library, go down here to categories, and under this Rex Red, I'm just going to create a folder, and it's going to be create subcategory hair short. Oh, and I think we don't want a space in there. Accept. All right, now we go up into here and we select it from the top. Here. Go to the bottom. Select it there. Right click. And we're going to go categorize. Go here. And there. Accept. Okay, now when I come here and I go to hair short, it's going to take a while. I'll go to figures, hair short. There it is. All that hair. Every hair. You notice I didn't. Yeah, I had to mess with his skin tone because he came in too red and too. See, my eye is trained to tell when my character's skin tone has too much blue or it has too much, RGB. It has too much red or it has too much green. When it has too much green, it usually looks yellow. Okay, that tells you it means it has too much. When it has too much green, it usually looks orange. Okay, when it has too much blue, it usually just kind of looks purplish. Okay, so he's on the bluish side, and I think that's where he looks the most natural right now, is because I've got him on the bluish side. This is not the way he looked when he came from the factory. He was too red and too yellow. Had too much yellow in his skin. And so I just dropped the transparency down on the red and the yellow bands, and the red and the green bands. And this is what we got, this beautiful skin color. So yes. Now this side part hair, I don't think this will auto fit with him. So this is for Genesis 3. This is for Genesis 8. We'll try it. I don't think side part hair works on Genesis 9. We're going to go Genesis 8 male. I don't think they fixed this. And the side part hair, of course, is probably some of the best hair that I've used. It's some of my favorite hair, and it doesn't work with Genesis 9. So, yeah, some of my favorite hair just has never been fixed. So that hair and the tousled hair is the same, I believe. Just terrible. So AJ hair. Okay, this agent hair. But a lot of it does work, a lot of the hair auto fits just fine. It's just some of the best hair doesn't, which is just horrible. So this Shy Guy hair, I think this actually works, but I've used it so many times. It's like overused. Now this is nice hair, this edge cut hair. And cap, hair cap, and hair, okay, hair and cap. Okay, this is for Genesis 8 male. We'll select Marcus. This is some nice hair, I think. This is pretty much like your side part hair. And this actually works, so we go with Genesis 8. I don't think it does. I don't think Genesis 9 hair does work on 8. I think there might be a converter and all. I think when you go to put it on Genesis 8, just nothing happens. So I think that's what happens, is nothing. But yeah, I don't think 9 works. And Genesis 9 has some really nice hair. So not all of it, and they've got a lot of goofy hair, really stupid hair, but they've got a few really nice hair. So, and you can find nice hair in Renderosity. It's just, you can find nice, it's either the hair is just atrociously bad. Very rarely is there any in between. It's either horrible or it's like really good. And it all depends on the artist and the amount of time they want to put into making the hair. So, And this looks like it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so I think I have to auto fit the hair and the scalp, the cap. Okay, so now we're going to go Genesis 8 and we're going to auto fit the scalp. So the hair fit, but it doesn't look like it's perfectly fit, so we'll fix it. I think that I might be confusing the Genesis 9 clothes because I don't think Genesis 9 clothing auto fits Genesis. And so really I've had a lot. Okay, this just worked. Okay, it just worked really nice. Now, the problem I have with this hair is it's too puffy. It like sticks up too high. And that drives me nuts. That's what they do. It's like they make the hair stick up. And now there's a possibility we can go into this hair and there might be some, we got wavy. Okay. We've got thinner roots. We've got shorter. Okay. Shorter. Let's try this. They don't always work. I am tired right now. I've just had a lot going on. Okay, that's taller. So this is shorter. Okay. Yeah, I was tired before I even started this video, but you gotta work. You gotta work. Okay. Now I think this actually works now here, and now, there might be also another thing that allows you to bring. So this brought it down a little bit, okay, enough so that it kind of works, okay. So, but I think the color is a little dark, but there's thinner, there's shorter. Okay, we had to bring the shorter down all the way. And there's also, sometimes they have, what you can do is you can come in here with the hair, okay, and you can take this, you go to Tool Settings, Geometry Editor, not Geometry Editor, Mesh Grabber, and we can pull this right here in and down. Okay. Pull this down. No, we don't want to twist it. Z for the second time. Please don't twist it. Okay, I have to bring this up a little. So if it's not D-Force hair, you can kind of mess with the hairline a little bit. And I can also go with the cap and pull the cap in a little bit like this. Pull the cap out a little bit like that. And up. It has auto fit on, smoothing, I believe. So it is still smoothing to the head, but you can pull the cap in so there's a little bit more color here for the cap. And down. Pull this out a little bit. I can't tell what I'm doing. Okay, this is the out. Pull this up. Anus, you have a wonderful night. I'm going to be here a little bit longer. I'm just kind of messing with this character. This character always comes in with his eyes white. For some reason, the eyes aren't colored in They just forgot to color the eyes so if you just put other eyes on him, it works, okay? But now I think the hairline doesn't look so bad. Okay, so maybe I ruined it. So have a wonderful night, Anus. It's very nice to have you here. I think that looks better, okay? And I did say that his head had a funny shape, his forehead, it kind of had a funny shape. So maybe that is what's kind of coming in and having a problem with the hair. So, but now he has really beautiful eyes, but his eyes don't show up. Now, there's also a problem here with, if you notice when I zoom in on his eyes, Genesis' eyes, 9 eyes never fit the socket. Okay, so we got to go out of here. We select the eyeball, and we take and go into parameters, and we scale it like up to 120, and it's going to make the eyeball really big. Okay. We got to go into here. Okay, and then we pull the eye in. So it's in behind and we pull it over a little bit more. Like this, and if you turn it this way, see, you can still see in there, but there's only so much. You can't make it too big or else it's just going to look really weird. So, but you pull this in just enough so that it kind of fits. It's not going to fit 100% because that's the way the Genesis 9 eyes are. They're just messed up. They don't fit right into the socket right. And now if I went to like 125 or something, they'd be gigantic irises. Okay, so 120 is about as far as I usually like to go. Okay, so now we got to push this one in. Now this is if you want your eyes right, okay, to be right, so that they actually don't have these, you can see a little bit of a slit there. It's okay. Compared to what it was, it's like a lot better than what it was. You have to kind of look in through the side and make sure that they're correct. And then when you finally look at them, their eyeballs are going to be too big. The irises are going to be too big. It kind of makes them look cartoonish. Okay. So then what you have to do is select the eyes here and go into here, and there's a VinMe. You have to buy it actually. It says iris size. We're going to go into this, and I'm going to give him different eyes because I can't really see them. I can kind of see them, but so we'll go to Nathan's eyes. Let's go to Nathan. Nathan has probably some of the best eyes of all the figures. This would be in figures. Materials. Let's give him Nathan's eyes, and these will show up actually in texture shade. They're still going to be too big. Okay. But we'll be able to see them in texture shaded mode, just so you can kind of see that I'm resizing them. All right, now let's see what they look like. They're still too big. Let's see what they look like in iRay. See, they're beautiful eyes, but they're just too big. And unfortunately, Nate, they only gave us like these greenish blue eyes, bluish, I'd say, grayish blue eyes. For Nathan, they didn't give us a brown version, which is really too bad because these are the best eyes I've ever seen on a figure. So we go here back to our parameters now, and we select the eyes, and there's a VinMe, and it says pupil would be iris size, okay? And this is the VinMe eyeball iris size, and we bring this down. See that brings that iris down. Now there is a problem with this because when you do this, it gives your eyes some kind of really weird distortion. You can't really see it that bad. You can see that this eye is just not fitting the slot right. But if you bring it over, then it's not fitting this slot right. But it is actually okay. At 120, you usually can sort of fit them in, okay? You don't want to make them so big that even though you resize the iris down, that it still looks too big. So that's about the best. If you want your eyes to be perfect, so that they don't have big empty holes on each side, that's not the way eyes are supposed to look. So, and that's the way every Genesis 9 figure is. And I believe this problem was also with Genesis 8, but I was so new kind of to Genesis 8 that I never really noticed it. But, okay, now these eyelashes. My favorite eyelashes, okay, are these Genesis 9 eyelashes. So we go here and we type in, go to default and then type essentials. Well, I actually have them up, I think, in my scripts, Genesis 9. And these would be the straight style straight, Genesis 9. Let's see if it works. Yeah. And see, they're just a little bit less, they're just a little bit more masculine, I guess. So they, now we put some pants on him. Let's put some facial hair, face. Yes. We'll try this. We'll just go with the stubble. Now snap into place. Come on. There you go. So we got a little bit of stubble. And then we, look how beautiful those eyes are. So it does work to bring the eyes down to the right size. Okay? And I've talked about this before in other videos. That whole thing of like point at and have them point at the camera, don't do that. Okay? You'll end up with a cross-eyed figure. Or when they turn their head like that, their eyes just kind of, like the one that's on the inside always looks kind of like really wrong. It just, if you have to move them individually, just move them and move their, like he's not looking at the camera, but if I turn him just right, now he's looking at the camera. Now if I turn him enough this way, he's not looking at the camera. You can eye them up so that they're looking, that now you can see is not quite looking at the camera. And you just turn him a little bit more, and suddenly there he is. You don't have to take and point your eyes at the camera. Don't point them at the camera because it's going to then they're kind of locked and they're kind of cross-eyed because the camera comes to a point. Okay? Inside the camera, it comes to a point. So you don't want them staring at a point, okay? You want them staring kind of like two-eyed looking straight ahead so that they're looking at an area, okay? Not a point, okay? So more like a spot rather than a point. And so don't use the look at or the point at feature. Now he's not looking at the camera because it's too far down. So if he's down here and I want him to look up, well, I just go in and move his eyes up to look up. Okay, so if you have to move them one by one or however you have to do it, you just move them so he's looking up. Just move them individually, move them together until they look right. And you'll learn how to get their eyes right. And you'll notice it's somewhere like right before you're about ready to render. That's when you're going to notice one eye is off. And so you just move that eye until it doesn't look off anymore. So that is the way you do it. Now that he looks so smart right there. Just really looks smart. Let's put him in a pose. Let's put some jeans on him. Pants. Some pants. Okay, wardrobe. Let's see what these look like. They're probably dress pants. Yeah, they look good. And shirt. Okay, here we go. Gentleman style shirt. And that kind of works. Now what we got to do is we'll just tuck the shirt in with a little bit of mesh grabber. Let's put him in a pose first, and then we'll mess with the shirt. Poses. By function, standing, dancing. No, I think we'll just go with standing. I don't really have him dressed to be dancing. Now I haven't done my poses yet, so I have to. We'll filter by context. We'll just find a Genesis 9 pose. I have to redo all my stuff because the hair product just deleted all of my. When I had to reset my library, it deleted all my custom folders, just gone. Let's try this. Well, we have to select. Okay, we got Marcus selected. Genesis 9, standing. So I went from like 6,000 poses down to about 100. Why is this taking forever to apply? Okay, there we go. Yep. He looks beautiful. Just a beautiful character. Kind of looks like a young Tom Cruise. We got to fix his Top Gun here. Now he's not looking at the camera, so we just move the camera a little bit. Or you move him, or you tilt his head up. You have all kinds of options. But you can tell when they're looking at you. You can just tell. It's like you learn when they're looking right at you. That's when you want to stare back. So, all right, now it's like a little bit low. It's like looking down a little bit. There we go. And we can zoom out a little more. Let's go and create a camera here. So we have the camera. We can look through the camera. Then we'll lock the camera. Most used. There's my lock. Okay, and now we go to perspective view. And we're going to zoom in on his pants and fix the poke through. So just, like I said, don't ever hesitate. Just go right into Mesh Grabber. Click on your shirt. Where's the shirt? Shirt. And pull it in. Just like that. And that's done here. Okay, back to the shirt. Pull this in. Come on. There's that. Of course, we're going to have more in the back. Now I could cut this off so that it's just, so there's less to mess with, but. Okay, come on. Oh, it's because I got Marcus selected. I just put a dent in him. All right, let's get the shirt selected again. Push this in. There we go. And this. And this. 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 And that's it. No, not quite. I think I undid that. No, I got Marcus selected again. Let's do the shirt. Okay, we got another tiny little piece here. Okay. Back to the camera. Now let's put him in a fancy little club or something. He's got to have some shoes, some dress shoes. Some mafia club or something. I don't know. Just kidding. All right, here we go. I'm getting tired. I am getting tired. Here we go. Marcus. There we go. Did those shoes work? Let's take a look at them. Shoes. Or do they look like hell? They look like hell. How do we fix that? We just don't use them. I got enough shoes here. Let's see what let's try these Wayfair. Okay, those kind of work. And so what we got to, okay, socks. Do we got socks? Socks. Okay. So now we just got to mess with the pants here. Pants. We go to mesh grabber. Pull this out a little bit like that. And a little bit out like this. Like this. Okay. And out like here. It's not like I haven't done this a few times before. I've spent hours using hours and hours and hours, entire nights just using mesh grabber. And usually when I do a project that takes me like all night to do, by the end of the morning, it turns into a total failure. It's like I shouldn't have even tried to do this. But in a way, it was kind of like I just did it to learn to use mesh grabber better, even though it was a fool's errand. It was just never should have been done. So I tried to just manually make clothes fit things that were like made for Michael or something. And they just were not meant to be used on that particular figure. Okay. That's how you do it, folks. You don't want the socks tucked into his shoes. Back to the camera view. Save it, even though he's not even... Okay, we're going to call this Tom for Tom Carey. So we're just not going to use Cruise. So Tom Carey. And we're going to save this in my dad's studio renders. Like my master file with like everything I've ever made. All jammed into one folder. And I keep it up in the cloud also, just in case my computer dies. And there's probably at least a half a terabyte in there. So now let's find some kind of room for him to stand, like a smoking room, you know, kind of thing, with overstuffed couches and a bar. Let's see what we have for landscape. Environments, I mean. Detective's office. We could do that number 2. I think a smoky bar would be better. Like all the right moves. Here's a bar right here. A dive bar. Well, I wasn't planning on going there, but why not? Merge into scene. Okay. Well, it loaded a couple of bar stools. Oh, I went to the gym today. This looks nice. Looks like some Van Gogh paintings. Let's see what the bar looks like with him just standing there. Probably didn't need the shoes if we're only going to do from the top down, from the knees up, I guess. Oh, wow. Okay. His hair isn't working. But maybe we'll just unfreeze our camera. Let's take our bar here. Is it all okay? We're going to take the bar and put it all into a group. Bar room, dive bar all. Okay, that works. Now we're going to go like this. Parameters, and let's rotate the room. Z. X. There we go. Now I'm trying to think of a one-liner. Oh, look at that now. This kind of looks nice. So now there's a which one of these? Okay, we got to get out of mesh grabber. Okay, point light. Okay, now we're going to take the camera and lock it again. Or did I unlock the camera? No, I didn't. The camera's still locked. Which one of these? All right, I want to see which one of these lights are actually, it's hard to tell where they actually are. That's way behind him. It seems as though these lights are being used to augment the ceiling lights, to give them a little more light than what they... So we take this light here, we bring it down a little bit, bring it over in front of him a little more. Camera. And we take, now the trick is to bring it over and down, because see how his eyes are, you can't see his eyes. They've got to come down enough so they shine at his eyes. Little trick. Okay, or you want, or you'll have shadows. You just have these black things in there. Okay, and now we'll take the light and bring it up maybe a little bit. Let's go to 8. And let's give him, let's bring the temperature, soften it a little bit. And now we got a shadow for his face. Again, I'm going to talk about shadows, okay? Now, you could make this scene and just kind of get used to that shadow on his face. But if somebody looks at that and says, what happened to the other half of his nose? See, because they're gonna immediately see that shadow, and it's gonna invert itself like an optical illusion. Like you're used to it because you kind of know what you're looking at. But somebody else with fresh eyes are gonna look at that and say, "What happened to his nose?" So you have to think about the shadows on your figures, okay, and fix them so that. Now, notice there's a shadow here. It's like, and they're going to say, it looks like his arm's cut off. Okay, so you have to fix that shadow. Okay, now you could fix it by just making the shadow a little bit having the point of the light wider, making it wider, and it'll cast softer shadows. But let's go to 2 here. That's too much. Let's just go to 9. And now this light is okay. You know, if you want that dramatic effect where only part of his face is, then you have to go all the way. You can't just do part of the face. You have to go all the way. Now, if you notice, he's not looking at the camera anymore. So we have to do something to fix that. And I could do it by just turning him a little bit more. But I'm going to take this light and hide it now from the scene so I can kind of see his face. This is the point light. And so we go to parameters, display, and just say visible in the viewport. No. I think it's still hitting him. Yeah, it's still shining on him. Okay, it's not showing. Okay, selectable in the viewport. Now we want is visible in the viewport. Yeah, see, so visible in render, okay. Visible in the viewport. Now it's still shining on him. It's just not visible. Okay, now we have to turn him so he's looking at us. And that would be here. Y rotate. There we go. A little bit of attitude. Now, I'm wondering if he needs a belt for his pants. I don't think he's got belt loops, but I think a belt would kind of make him look a little more dressed. Black belt. Okay, well, we got a belt, but it's just in the wrong place. Where did it go? Belt. Parameters. See, that didn't work. Belt. Belt. Okay, expand all hip zone, all heel, expand all lap area. Belt. I think it's these. No, that's not it. Z, that's not it. No, it's not going to let me move it. I should know how to do this. Okay, let's go into texture shaded mode and see if we can do a little more here. Try moving the hip. There it is. Okay. Perspective. Okay, here's where we got to mess with. Now this is why we have these morphs here. Okay, I'm going to pull this in like this. Then we go back to mesh grabber. Okay. This looks really messed up. Oh. Okay, what we got to do is we got to make the gain here larger, like 10. And then we can move a larger area in. Oh, we don't want to twist it. I mean, they're not going to see the back, but I always fix it anyway. And we pull it up. We're going to make this fit. The problem is having it very large like this can cause the front to get messed up. Because it's so wide, it affects the front as well. We're going to twist this a little bit like this. Oh, I don't think it's going to let me twist it. It's too twisty. Z. No, it's not going to let me twist it. Okay, let's see what we got. Did we mess the front up? Not that bad. Okay, I think that's about the best we're going to get with this belt. And I don't see any belt buckles, belt loops. It's like, oops, what did I just do to his shirt? I think I just messed up his shirt somehow. Z. Okay, I think it's because I've got Marcus selected. belt, hip, belt. Okay. Okay, now this little piece in the back, we got to fix that by making this smaller. We'll go back to belt. We don't want Marcus, we want the belt. Go back to 5. Maybe we can turn it a tiny bit. There we go, just a little bit. We bring this part down, this part up, this part in. We twist this. It does let me twist it if I have a smaller section. Swift twist. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to do too much more here without ruining it. Okay, we got to select the belt again, not Marcus. Come on, there we go. There it is. Okay, we go back to our camera view. That belt looks okay. I don't know that it really looks like his kind of belt, but I think if we make the belt black, it might actually work better. I mean the buckle, not the buckle, but the belt. Maybe even the buckle too, so it doesn't stick out as much. So let's go to our belt. Let's go to surfaces, belt, color, base color. Since we don't have, we can just go black. There's that. And we have also the buckle. Okay, it's not going to let me do the buckle because it's all one map here. And we have the normal map. We have emissions. It is iRay, an iRay belt. Okay, so we're going to save this and let's see what this looks like. I don't know that that belt actually went brown. What I could do is just take the image out. But we're going to leave it like that. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Is it going to look black? Yeah, it looks black. Now it fits him. Fits him well. Let's do a render. Okay, I'm feeling like it's the thing is he's not popping out of the scene enough. So I have to take this light, which now is darned light. He's just not lit enough. Okay, failed to save. I guess that's because when that happens, I think it's because it's being saved to the iCloud. And okay, so okay, that's the light. So we have the correct light selected. So we go down here to 9, and let's just go to 2 and turn the 9 to 0. Okay. Now the light's too yellow. We worked so hard to get his skin to look right. There it is. Okay. And we've got, you don't really notice, there's no belt loops, you know. He got his pants on sale, you know, and they're cheaper if you get them without the belt loops, then they're not quite as expensive. So there's a ton of stuff in the scene that I don't need, but let's make the bar a little bit smoky. Okay, kind of give it some atmosphere. Unfortunately, you know, I'd like him to be more subdued, but when you're making a picture and you want people to notice your picture out of everybody else, because it's going to go in a gallery somewhere and everybody's going to be wanting you to see their picture. If you make them too dark, they're going to skip right over your picture as if it doesn't even exist. You have to have your character kind of pop out of the scene a little bit. So that's my advice, is to just sometimes to make them like unnaturally lit, bright. They wouldn't be that bright in a bar. Everything's kind of dark in a bar. Even the karaoke singer, you can't even see their face. Most bars don't even light the karaoke stage because they figure people probably want to get up. They won't get up and sing if there's a big bright spotlight there, you know? So they don't even light the stage. And you see somebody get up there and you can't even see their face, you know? That's the way bars are. It's just, unfortunately, that's the way our world has evolved into a place where, so if you hold your phone up to take a picture at somebody, you're not. Some bars have a nice even lighting, you know, but a lot of bars don't. So now let's just see what happens when we put a poof in here. And some kind of like atmosphere. So we go to VDB. Minus, and there just put but we just got that off. Okay, and the VDB is here. Props. I think instead of the poof, I'm going to use these spindlies. Okay. And now we just got to turn that down a little bit. Parameters. Surfaces. This, that, this one. And let's make it a little bit kind of yellowish. And we'll go to 0.5. So the bar isn't just like pristine, crystal clear kind of air. It's got a little bit of, and these little dots will become much finer. It's just going to look like air, but I think I'm going to bring this up a little higher. Parameters, Y translate, they're only going up like so high, and then this looks crystal clear, like smoke rises. Y translate, let's just bring them up a little bit. Now I can see some smoke up here. X translate. Let's move it over a little bit so there we go. And that takes some of that brightness off of his. And we could go to his shirt. His shirt is like reflecting a lot. So we can go to the where's the shirt? Shirt. We go to surfaces. And we just go this base color and just bring it down a little bit. Kind of make it grayish. There we go. And now this spindly, I think if I bring this this way. Now it's right, his face. Bring it back, Z. Okay, now it's behind him. Bring it in just enough. Okay, so that he stands out of the scene. And I'm wondering if that hair if his hair would be better brown than black. It's just a little too dark looking for his eyebrows and his beard stubble. So just bring it down. Where's his hair? Edge cut hair. Surfaces. What do we got here? Base color. We got all these strands. Let's go a little lighter. A little more in the yellow, maybe. Where's all the black coming from? The emission color is black, so there's no emission. It's all here. Okay, let's make it a little redder. Okay, a little darker. There we go. So it's just not like black. Okay. Maybe a little lighter. Okay, let's save this. I can see Jet. I can see my characters mixed in his face. It's very cool. Mostly Roy. That sharp jaw is Roy's jaw. Okay, so what we do is we start looking at our render. I like how this bar looks. It doesn't look like pristine, that spindly fog, and that sickle yield. So I recommend that this product here, it's called SY Real Fog iRay. She has a newer product also. I recommended this the last video. I use this fog in almost every scene because it just takes that really crisp, that kind of like the zero atmosphere kind of thing and gives your bar a little bit of atmosphere. And now that it's kind of had a moment to render, it's kind of like disappeared on me again. And so I probably should bump this up so that so we're at 0.5. Let's just go to 2 and see what happens. Now it looks like there's a lot of smoke here, but I think if you wait a moment, it'll disappear on you again. It'll kind of like go away. And that's what we want, is we just want the bar to have some atmosphere. So I think we're going to leave it at 2 and let it kind of reticulate is the word I use. And that's my word, by the way. We'll go 1.5 maybe. Okay, I'm going to leave this at 1.5. And now his hair looks a little bit on the red side. A little too far on the red side. So if we go into here, the surfaces here, we just bump it over a little bit like here. Okay, there we go. And we save this. He's got Nathan's eyes. His eyes don't look too big. His irises. So I think we managed to fix that. So he didn't look too like Toon. Ruben, good night, my friend. I'm sorry I missed you. Have a wonderful evening. I think I'm losing everybody but Angus. And Angus is probably wanting to head off to bed too. So I'm gonna about ready to do a render on this. So we're just about done. So we're gonna hit render settings. And 4,000 is good. Optimization. I think I'm going to call this all the right moves. And optimization. Okay, we're going to go to maximum samples, maximum time, turn off render quality, save it again. And I hope his hand isn't like going right through his leg. Under his moss-covered rock in the middle of the forest for quite some time now. Well, I'm good. Glad somebody is getting some rest. So, okay, there is our fog here. That's funny. That's I raised it up so high, but that's okay. It works. Okay, so we're not gonna worry about the fog. What was the thing with his hand? All right, we're just gonna render this. I'll look at his hand in the render. Well, I'm gonna be done. I'm thinking that I will be done within the next 10-15 minutes, so I don't think we're going to be much longer than that. What's going on with the news while we're waiting for this to come in? Okay, so here we go. There's our character. His eyes still do look a little bit big. I kind of wish the Vinme had made the eyes a little small so that you could actually dial them. I think if I turn off the limits, I think I can make them go smaller, but it does something weird to, you end up with these little lines, I think. I'm not sure if that is possible. But they do look, okay, it doesn't look like his fingers are going through his pants. So we're going to let this render. His shirt looks okay. This is beautiful. The buttons look like they're kind of angled right. Sometimes they can just totally twist off when you put them on a person. The weight map of putting the clothing on the person throws the buttons off, and you have to go in and use Mesh Grabber and kind of move them and bend them into the right position. So this hair is still too high, but I probably should have picked different hair, but it's okay. It works. We get to see him up close here. The hair does match his kind of his eyebrows and his face. Yeah, so this is working. And we put shoes on him, fixed his shoes, but they for nothing because you can't even see his feet. All this atmosphere is going to reticulate, and all these little dots will fade. So that's going to be good. So that is going to do it for me. We're going to play a little bit of polka. Thank you very much for watching, and please rewind this if you're just coming in now and watch from the beginning. We use 3 Genesis 8 characters and a Genesis 9, and we merge their faces together by using a new program that just came out in DAZ. So this guy is a blend of Roy and Casper and I believe Marcus, which is a brand new Genesis 9 character. He's got Marcus skin, he's got Nathan eyes. So, all right, thank you for watching. Angus, thanks for hanging in so long. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. Yes, we have some polka music here. So take care. This is Rex Red saying so long for now. I will see you in the next video. Please leave a like on my video. It helps the algorithm so that people come in. You'll get some more. Awesome. Thank you, Software Tools. So awesome having you here. Thanks for coming in and saying hello and for the wonderful compliment. I appreciate it very, very much. So we got a new character here, and we put a little bit of atmosphere. It's going to take, let's see how many. We're at 441 iterations, but it's going to take at least 2,000, I'd say 3,000 iterations for this to come out right. I think I've got a problem here because I don't see anything selected. I may still be in, his hair doesn't look quite right, so I may still be in Mesh Grabber mode, and you're not supposed to be there. Yeah, see, I'm still in Mesh Grabber. And sometimes it can make hair like not look right, thin it out, make it not look correct. And that may not be the problem. So, but I just thought I would fix that. So this is going to do it for me. Awesome Software Tools. Thanks for stopping in. And please, if you have the bell clicked, I hope to see you in the next video. So this is Rex Red saying so long for now. Have a great night. I'm going to have one more sip of my tea. We have some cherry tea. It's Celestial Seasons. I know it's not very original. It's your average run-of-the-mill tea, but it's pretty good. I think the cherry tea is pretty good. So it's got a nice flavor. And I don't add any sugar or anything to it. So I just drink it the way it comes out of the box. Sort of. Well, I add water to it. So thank you for watching. Take care. This is decaf tea. So we only do decaf here. So, all right, we got another polka. So I will see you again soon. This is Rex Red saying so long for now. We're going to try to fade this out and select the end, stop streaming. I'll see you again soon. Have a good evening, morning, day, whatever it's doing in your part of the world. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.